2026. We are back. What a sporting year we've got ahead of you. People, strap yourselves in. Because the 6th of January, we've already had an unreal start to the year. Cricket, rugby, footy, the works. And coming up in this year, a T20 World Cup. A greatest rivalry tour. Springboks against the All Blacks. All Blacks going to be here for a month. Football World Cup. A Formula 1 season with new regulations. LIV Golf in South Africa. Already got my ticket. It's going to be epic. It's going to be absolutely epic. The goal for 2026 is very, very simple. Watch more sport. And I'm going to try. I'll try my best to try and up the intake, really, because 2025 was a good year from a watch sport point of view. I'd like to see better results. I'd like to see my teams actually giving me a bit more, apart from the Springboks who continuously clutch up. But, yeah, we're going to watch more sport. People, what a weekend of sport. Let's start with the rugby, shall we? If you're a Lions fan, which I am, life is good. Beating the Sharks, who continue to be hopeless, to be honest. 14th in the URC. Disaster from them. But the Lions are doing the business in 2026. That's my prediction. I reckon we are going to operate this year. I think that we're starting to see us win games where previously we'd lose them. Yes, we still haven't had a phenomenal season, but we've been close in almost every single game. Could have beaten the Stormers in December. Should have beaten Zebra. Should have beaten Benton. We're not being outplayed at the moment, which is good. And long may they continue in the URC. And hopefully we can get to playoffs. But a word on Rassie P this weekend. Coming off the bench, scoring the winner. And so many people are panicking about the development of him. And I keep saying, he's 20 years old. He will get there. The Lions have probably got the best record of the last few years of developing young players. Back them to get him right. First of all, it's probably the best scrum half depth in the country in Nico Steyn, Morne van den Berg and Rassie P, but they'll get him right. You know, and yes, maybe we would like to see him play a bit more, but Morne van den Berg's going to have to go on stand-down period. And Nico Steyn, for example, could get injured. There is going to be opportunities for Rassie P. I reckon he'll play 300 to 400 minutes by the end of the season, and we'll start to see a very, very special player. But you just got to be patient, as I have been with the Lions over the last 2 years, because I keep waiting for a playoff or something to get up for, and they're denying it from me. And they haven't given me Currie Cup trophies, but this year I reckon they're going to give me a URC playoff, and that's what I want to see. And then we can play in the Champions Cup for the first time, which would be phenomenal. What a year we've got ahead, though. From a Springbok point of view, greatest rivalry tour. I want to see an 85% win rate. I want to see us win the greatest rivalry tour. I want to see us win this Nations League. You just want to win more trophies. You know, New Year, same objective. Trophies, trophies, trophies. Rassie Erasmus needs to operate for us. Get us these trophies. Get us to the point where this is the greatest Springbok side ever. And continue the preparation. Because next year's World Cup year, people. Next year we try for the three-peat. But we're not on this year. And this year, the SA20 has been operating. Went to a game in Centurion. Going to 2 games of Wanderers this year. I absolutely love the SA20. It has been absolute godsend for South Africa. It has just changed the game. It has created a base of players that is showing that they can perform at the highest level. And every year we're getting gems. We're getting young players putting their hands up, coming through. You know, older players, for example, who may have been forgotten about, reminding us what they can do. Someone like an Otniel Bartman, for example, left out of the T20 World Cup squad. Once again, he's the SA20 specialist. Most wickets in the competition. But I've got so much time for it as a competition. Yes, it's all India owned. Yes, it's very commercialized, but it's exactly what we need in this country. We need high quality cricket demonstrating the depth we've got. And the T20 World Cup squad, well, it's interesting. And I mean, the tournament starts in about a month. We've got West Indies at the end of the month. Not a lot of time to go. Some very big calls. But to be honest, if you're a cricket fan and you watch domestic cricket, not as big calls as I think people think. Ryan Rickleton, Tristan Stubbs, those are the 2 names that have been, you know, thrown out as how can they have not been picked. But if you look at their previous 6 months, they've not been good. Now, the difference is Ryan Rickleton's busy making a statement where he's the leading run scorer in the tournament and he's scoring runs for fun. And to be honest, I think Tony Dezorzi is unlikely to recover for the T20 World Cup. So I do think Ryan Rickleton will end up going. But Tristan Stubbs, well, what's happened to Tristan Stubbs? I mean, he's been my favourite South African player for a long time now and just not in any form at the moment. He's got to try and start showing us something. But in Shukri, we trust, and let's hope that in a month's time we're going to watch a proper Proteas side take on the world in that T20 World Cup. In terms of 2026, from a football point of view, well, I mean, in the last 24 hours, Manchester United have sacked Ruben Amorim, potentially bringing back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Darren Fletcher taking charge tomorrow. My club is an absolute shit show, and it will continue to be a shit show until the ownership start actually listening to the right people and start thinking that they know absolutely everything and anything. How can you have an owner who is saying, we need to play like this? This is the formation we need to play. These are the... No. You put people in who understand how to win, who understand how to recruit, who understand how to sign players, who understand how to build winning teams, and then you back them. I wasn't Ruben Amorim's biggest fan. You know, I don't like to be at the back, but if it works, whatever. I don't like the selections. I mean, Kobe Manuel, I think, should have been playing more. Yes, I am part of that crew. I know he doesn't necessarily suit the system, but I just think that, he's a world-class player. But you know what? You got to back him. If you're gonna sit there and say he's the right person, you got to back him. You can't now tell him to change the way he plays, to change the way he does things, because you decided that's the right way. This is the biggest problem with ownership these days, is they think that they are director of footballs, they think they know better than the right people, and they basically just push their agendas onto managers. And that's why Maresca's left. That's why Amorim's been sacked. That's why, for example, Nuno left Forest and the likes of that. It's been a disaster where owners continuously think that they know best. And that's the biggest problem. And when they do, appoint the right people, and those people have different ideas, they just get rid of them. So football's in a very weird space. But as a World Cup, I'm excited. And let's hope that Bafana do more than what we did in the AFCON, which is good. Or to be fair, I'll take us getting to around 16 in the World Cup. But Sunday was disappointing. Had the chances, had the opportunity, should have taken them. Could have been in the quarterfinals. Probably should have been in the quarterfinals. But in Hugo Broos, we do trust. I do think that he's got something cooking for us in the World Cup. He's the right man. Got to back him. Got to get Lyle Foster operating. Got to get Apollos operating. There's some good players in the Bafana side. Just got to get them at the right level. Speaking of levels, what does Ferrari have in store for me? Because last year was a disaster. It can only get better, I suppose. New regulations, a brand new reset. I'm not currently feeling very positive that we are going to come out and have a quick car. Maybe, but I don't feel it. But we've got to see something from Hamilton. Charles Leclerc last year wasn't phenomenal, but he was a lot better than Lewis, who just imploded, especially towards the end of the season. We've got to see something from them. It's a bigger grid. It's smaller cars, different regulations. Surely we could try and take a step forward. But right now, my most excited thing, the biggest highlight for me right now is LIV Golf, Stadium City, March. I've got my ticket. I'm going to be there. And I just can't wait to see some of the best golfers in the world. No Brooks, which is a bit upsetting, but it's going to be a fantastic weekend. Epic artists being named for the concert, the whole thing. And I just hope that we show people that we can host these kind of golf tournaments and we get more tournaments like this. I'd love to see a President's Cup soon. And hopefully this becomes a bit of a staple in South Africa, that every year we can get world-class golfers in our country. But 2026 is going to be a wild year. Wild year. I'm ready for it. I hope you're ready for it. Let's go.